When fans discuss the most memorable moments of South Park, the show's first trilogy of episodes is often considered one of its greatest achievements. Trey Parker and Matt Stone built a reputation on pushing boundaries, but with this trilogy, they managed to blend sharp satire, ongoing story arcs, and outrageous humor into a package that many still argue represents the series at its creative peak. The trilogy in question centered on the epic Imagination Land storyline, which aired during the show's 11th season in 2007. It marked the first time Parker and Stone extended a single story across 3 consecutive episodes, and the result was a sprawling, chaotic, yet surprisingly cohesive adventure that showcased everything fans had come to love about South Park. Characters were thrown into bizarre circumstances, cultural references flew at lightning speed, and beneath the wild plot there was a sharp critique of society, politics, and even the very act of storytelling itself. The Imagination Land trilogy begins with the boys discovering a magical world where every fictional character ever imagined exists. What starts as a fantastical journey quickly spirals into something darker as terrorists attack Imagination Land, sparking a war between good and evil characters. From Optimus Prime to Aslan, from Morpheus to Care Bears, the mix of pop culture icons created an absurd yet brilliant satire about how society values its heroes and villains. At the same time, the real-world storyline tackled America's reaction to terrorism, parodying political leaders and questioning how fear shapes decision-making. What made the trilogy stand out was its scope. Rather than relying on a single joke stretched over 22 minutes, Parker and Stone allowed the story to expand, giving room for both humor and commentary to breathe. Viewers were treated to cliffhangers, escalating tension, and outrageous payoffs, all while the creators slipped in commentary about censorship, national security, and even the meaning of imagination. The extended format gave the show a cinematic feel that elevated it beyond the usual episodic structure. Many fans and critics point to the balance achieved in these episodes. While South Park has always thrived on shock value and satire, the trilogy showcased how effective the show could be when the humor and commentary were tightly interwoven. The absurdity of characters like Man-Bear-Pig running alongside serious critiques of political hysteria created a tone that was both hilarious and thought-provoking. In addition, the trilogy displayed Parker and Stone's skill in character work. While the plot was sprawling, the focus remained grounded in the familiar dynamic of the boys, especially Stan and Kyle, whose moral debates added heart to the chaos. Even Cartman's side plot, involving his bizarre legal battle with Kyle over a bet, became one of the most talked-about running gags in the show's history. Looking back, some argue that South Park has produced more polished or technically ambitious episodes since. However, few arcs have matched the raw energy, cultural impact, and fan excitement that came with Imagination Land. It wasn't just another storyline, it felt like an event, something fans had to tune into each week, eager to see how far Parker and Stone would push the boundaries of absurdity. The trilogy also set a precedent for the show's willingness to experiment with longer arcs. Later seasons included multi-part stories, but the freshness and unpredictability of Imagination Land remain unmatched. It proved that South Park could succeed not only as a series of standalone parodies, but also as a platform for expansive, serialized storytelling. For many fans, the first trilogy remains a symbol of the show at its best, irreverent, fearless, and endlessly inventive. It captured the cultural zeitgeist of its time while still feeling timeless, reminding viewers that imagination, no matter how absurd, can carry some of the sharpest truths about society.